Hey everyone, it's Olivia here, aka Story Minded, and today I'm going to be doing the very delayed AuthorTube Christmas tag. But as I saw Jenna the Dark One create a really creative video, which I'm not going to be able to replicate in any way, shape or form, I want to do this tag for my supernatural original characters from some of the fanfiction I write. Because I just like to use that for fun, no pressure. They're not amazing pieces of work, but I just really enjoy the characters that I created for them. And one of the characters, Celeste, who is like my alter ego basically, I'm planning on using her in her own standalone, like completely away from the supernatural universe, like in her own sort of story one day. So I'll probably tag Shaylin, Emma and Jenna the Dark One with the links in the description, just because I watched their videos for inspiration. And I think Living with Fiction was the original creator of this tag, possibly. I heard it on one of the videos. And I tag anyone who wants to do this tag, basically. And the three OCs I'm going to be talking about are Celeste, Althea and Shadow. And I'll obviously include the cast, but disclaimer, I don't obviously own any of the wonderful supernatural characters. Okay, question number 1. What would your character's favourite Christmas song be? Okay, Celeste would absolutely love All I Want for Christmas Is You. Pretty much any Christmas music, but she knows her own mind. So if a song came up that she hated, she would just use her powers to, like, you know, snap her fingers like her Uncle Gabe does, although they're not actually related. It links back to that whole family doesn't end with blood, which is basically her mantra. So she would just snap her fingers and be like, I'm not listening to this. This isn't the songs I want. And yeah, she'd pretty much be like, turn off their crappy songs, and everyone would be like, you can't do that, Celeste. You can't just change the music because it's like not what you want to listen to. And she's like, yeah, I can. I just did. So that would be quite funny. And Althea's like adorable. She's another one of my like little cinnamon roll characters. She's just so innocent. She's 7 years old. She's adorable. She would pretty much love any Christmas song. Like, she's not fussy. She's not one of these ones, like, she doesn't have much hate in her little body. In fact, I don't even think she hates anything really. So yeah, she would be happy with any Christmas song. And Shadow, he's not anti-Christmas, but I don't really think it's his thing. So Shadow would probably, as a joke, because he loves Celeste, but Celeste is just not interested. A small part of her probably deeply loves him, but she doesn't want to screw anything up, so she just wants to stay friends. So as a joke, he'd probably wind her up and do like, Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart or something like that, just to really wind her up, and she'd just be like, what are you doing? Why are you singing this to me? What's the point? And just quickly, Celeste is a creator's child, which is something I created. She's half angel, half demon. All the creator's children have a demon side, but they all have a different half side. So Shadow is the same species as her, but he is half vampire. And Althea, she's full demon. She's a full demon that Celeste saved because her parents died in a fire, which I haven't written about yet, but it was very sad. Very sad. Okay, question number 2. Pick one of your characters. What would be on their Christmas wish list? This is tricky. Like, I think Celeste sort of, she wouldn't really want to ask for much, because she's very much aware that Sam and Dean and everyone, they like, they have to be careful, because obviously they don't have any money, so they commit a lot of fraud. So Celeste wouldn't really want to ask for much, because she wouldn't want them to go through all that trouble just for the sake of buying a few presents. But if they kept pestering her and be like, we need a Christmas list from you, she'd be like, fine, I'll do one. She would probably ask for writing related stuff, like a notebook, probably chocolate. So anything writer related. Chocolate, because She loves chocolate, especially caramel, as I do. Oh, I don't know what else she wouldn't really want to ask for much, so she'd probably just turn around and say something like, surprise me. I don't really mind. I'll say I could imagine she's very stereotypical girly sort of character. So she might have like butterfly hair clip, a couple of sweets, but once again she's very much a giver. She'd rather give than receive. But I could imagine her doing something very heartbreaking, and on her Christmas wish list would be her mum and dad, which would like completely rip the heart out of Celeste. Because basically when Celeste rescued her, as their relationship developed, she basically became like a big sister to her. So I'll say it was like her baby sister. So for her to write that on a Christmas list, Celeste would be like, oh, I can't do anything. Oh, that's what Celeste would do. She would also probably write something like, give me a spell so I can resurrect all the dead people in my life. Because if I'm thinking of like her Uncle Gabriel, oh, I love Gabriel so much. If I'm thinking of this in terms of when Lucifer killed him, she would really want to get him back, and her own mother is also dead, so she would be like, just give me a spell, I'm powerful enough, let me resurrect them, something like that. But yeah, I'll say I would probably put like mummy and daddy on her Christmas wish list, and world peace, something like that. Shadow, oh god, what was Shadow want? What was Shadow want for Christmas? You'd probably put something like mistletoe and then like a little dash and be like Celeste under the mistletoe or something like that, and Celeste would be like, that's not happening in this lifetime. Or, well, basically they can live for all eternity, although there are very limited things that can actually kill them, so she'd just be like, that is not happening. I don't really know. For some reason in my head I imagine Shadow playing the guitar, so maybe something to do with that. Okay, which one of your characters as an adult would still believe in Santa Claus? Well, as an adult, I don't think any of them particularly believe in Santa Claus. I'll say when she was younger, she would probably... Well, actually, no. They're very... I'll say, although she's young, she's very, like, because she's a demon, she's, like, above her years. Like, completely above her years. So, Celeste and them lot, they'd just be like, well, Santa doesn't exist, but Krampus does, because, you know, we've hunted him down and everything, so, yeah, but none of them would believe in Santa Claus. Would your, characters drink eggnog? If not, what would their Christmas go-to drink be? Eggnog sounds so disgusting, although I've never actually tried it, but it's one of those things that I'm like, no, I don't want to try that. I can't imagine Celeste liking eggnog. Her, when her Uncle Gabe would, he makes the best hot chocolate for her, so her Christmas go-to drink would be hot chocolate. If he was still alive, around this time, then he would make her a lovely cup of hot chocolate and she would love it. If he wasn't, she would try to replicate it, and I haven't had a chance to write this yet, but I imagine Castiel, I'm thinking about doing a story at some point, a mini fan fiction of all the things that happened. Sorry, I have to keep pausing, I still got like this tail end of this stupid cough. I imagine her Uncle Castiel, I imagine him trying to like fill the void that Gabriel left, and I could imagine him trying to make hot chocolate, but he puts a whole bar of chocolate into a cup and then boils the kettle and pours hot water over it, and Celeste would try and drink it to not hurt his feelings, but it would just be like a gloopy mess. So yeah, so her Christmas go-to drink is hot chocolate. I'll say I could imagine her having something sweet like cinnamon, or like something like ginger, like a spicy sort of Christmas drink. And for Shadow, probably alcohol. He would just like throw back the drinks pretty much, and he'd probably like eggnog. Although I've never tasted it, so I can't really say for certain. But I just think that's something Shadow would just like chug, like yeah, whatever. out of all of your characters, who would be the best who would be the best gift giver? Oh, I think Celeste is pretty insightful. She's pretty intuitive. She would be a really good gift giver. I think Shadow would be a surprising gift giver. Like, I think he'd be pretty good as well. You'd sort of look at him and think, oh god, like, what is he going to, or I should say, oh my Chuck, what is he going to give me? But he would surprise you. He'd probably get really nice gifts. And then Althea would be very thoughtful. She is a thoughtful character, so she would probably, they would all do really well in that sort of thing. So your character got a gift that he or she hated. What would he or she do? Celeste is funny. She's very much, she has quite introverted traits, but she's also can be very extroverted. She's like in the weird like grey area of being in between. She's not either one or the other. So depending on who gave her the gift, she would either be really blunt and just be like, what the hell is this? Like, this is crap. Or if it's someone she cares about, she would lie. Like, she doesn't want to hurt the people she loves and cares about. She wouldn't hurt their feelings. So it very much depends on who is the giver of the gift. Like, if it's her dad Crowley or something, she'd just be like, bugger off, like, no. Or she may do it a bit more tactfully than that because, you know, she doesn't want to piss off the King of Hell, really. Shadow, I think Shadow, once again, depending on who it was, he'd be like, oh yeah, I love it, and then he'd probably throw it out the window or something, he'd just get rid of it. And Althea doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But I don't even know if she has the ability to hate. She does, but like for the majority of the time, she doesn't. So, she would love it. I think she would genuinely love it. I don't think she would hate anything because it's a gift, and she'd just be so grateful for it. Does your character sleep in on Christmas or wake up early with excitement? Althea and Celeste would wake up with excitement, but I think Althea would wake up first, and she'd like come running in and like jump onto Celeste's bed and like be like, wake up, it's Christmas, and Celeste would be like, great, I would have woken up early, but okay, let's go. So yeah, they'd both be like excited. Shadow would probably just sleep in. I could imagine him sleeping in. But anyway, Althea obviously doesn't hunt because she's too young, but Celeste goes out hunting with Sam and Dean, and obviously they're used to getting up early, so they getting up early wouldn't bother her, but she would get up early with excitement. What would your character's favourite part about the holidays be? I think Celeste would love the food and love spending time with her family, and she'd like beg Dean, because Dean would very much, I can imagine Dean being like, you know, if a hunt comes up, we have to cancel Christmas, like, you know, we need to save lives. If a hunt comes up in the newspaper, we are going out. And Celeste would probably just be like begging, like, Dean, look, I know how important it is to save people, but it's one day of the year. Can we please just have Christmas, Dean? Just once. Just for once. We just need a day. A day to just spend time with each other and not have to worry about hunting. I think Sam would very much be sort of on Celeste's side, in the sense that, like, yeah, Dean, it's Christmas, like, we can afford one day. And Dean, deep down, would probably really enjoy it when the festivities started. So yeah, definitely the food, and I can imagine like Jodie Mills and Claire Novak and Alex and all them lot coming over for a big family Christmas meal. Bobby, if he was still around. Bobby! Yeah, so they'd probably enjoy having like a big sort of buffet Christmas dinner. Presents. Althea would just, same as Celeste, really love spending time with her family, the Christmas music, decorations, lights, just everything the whole day. And Shadow's favourite part would probably be trying to sneak in to see Celeste, because if Gabriel was around, Gabriel really doesn't like Shadow, because obviously he views Celeste as his niece. He calls her kiddo, and they're like this. So he doesn't really take kindly to Shadow trying to make moves on his niece, and he's like, I can see what you're doing, back off. So yeah, that would be Shadow's favourite part. Your main character and his or her love interest step under a mistletoe. What happens? wow, for Celeste and Shadow, there's a lot of possibilities that could happen. Celeste could knee him where the sun doesn't shine if he gets too involved. Like, she'd be like, you know, you've really overstepped the mark here. I don't know. She may kiss him on the cheek. It depends what mood she's in. Or they could actually kiss, but I doubt it. It depends. It very much depends on what mood Celeste is in. Shadow would just, like, he would just be grinning, like, under the mistletoe, like, hey, and she'd just be like, no. Althea doesn't have a love interest. So, and she's 7, so what am I saying? Like, oh yeah, she doesn't have a love interest. Of course she doesn't. She's 7 years old. So she would probably just, she would create a new tradition. Under the mistletoe, you hug someone, so she would just have like a group hug with everyone. 10. Which of your characters would you find in the kitchen baking Christmas treats? Celeste likes baking. I could imagine Celeste in the kitchen with her Uncle Gabe. They both like baking, so they'd do a lot of baking Christmas treats. Althea would come in and help with decorations and stuff. Shadow would not be in the kitchen. And technically they don't need to eat. None of them need to eat because of what they are. But as Celeste sort of came to Earth when she was very young, she sort of, her body sort of needs it. She sort of chooses to do it. And actually if she didn't, she would feel hunger and stuff like that. Although she doesn't actually need it to survive. And lastly, a question for the author. What are some of your favourite books to read during the holidays? I tend to not actually do sort of themed books, but I would just, whatever I'm reading currently, so currently I'm reading Cloud Atlas, so I would just continue to read that. So I hope you enjoyed this tag. I know I actually, thinking about it, I didn't really add in much about Sam, Dean and the other characters, but I really enjoyed this tag, and if you want to give it a go, feel free to have a go, and I hope to make some more videos soon. Bye! Oh, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas.